breaking news.
To that breaking news this morning, one person is in the hospital after an overnight cutting. Police say it happened just after midnight near 31st and Gold. This is a look at the scene there. So far, no word on any suspects or what led to the incident. Stay with First Alert 6 on air and online as we work to learn more.
All right, good Thursday morning. Happy Friday Eve. It is great to have you with us for First Alert 6 streaming on this Husker game day. I'm Erin Hartley.
I'm Therese Cole. Jared Lansford, Senior Chief Meteorologist, Rusty Lord. Yes, we are all in our big red colors. Need a big red victory. I'll see the weather to work out.
It's working out pretty well. I tell you what, our forecast and the Kansas City forecast are very, very similar. We're both going to climb into the lower 80s for a high in the afternoon, but by game time tonight at 8 o'clock, looks very comfortable. In the 70s, gradually cooling off, low humidity, light wind. Should be very, very enjoyable tailgating and going into the game as we get the college football season underway here with Nebraska-Cincinnati. Now, there are some clouds in our area trying to work their way in, and this is a view from the Council Bluffs side of things looking across the airport towards downtown and beyond. And you can see the sunlight with the sunrise reflecting off some of the buildings, but there is a little deck of some clouds rolling in that are low level in some spots. Just dipped to 55 at the airport here, and the sensor's reporting fog, but you can see there's not much there to worry about. So you could have a little bit of that in some areas. This blanket down here to the south is some high clouds starting to retreat that direction. It's these little specks of green or gray on the map here that sometimes don't show up very well. Those are the low clouds that are drifting in that we just showed you, some low and mid-level clouds. 59 in Millard, 60 in Elkhorn. So when those clouds move in, temperature's jumping just a little bit. Omaha didn't quite get to those, so we're down to 55 here. It's a little cooler yet on the Iowa side, right near 50 in several spots. So a wide range. With clear skies, you've fallen off quite a bit. Again, on the Iowa side, you're the cold spot. Take the jacket with you out the door. But look at that, 15 degrees warmer on the west side of the viewing area because of those clouds. Now, everybody will get in on sunshine today as the clouds will burn off, but notice a little more moisture to work with. And you can see the muggy meter going up a little bit this morning before it backs off some in the afternoon. So you may feel a little more moisture with these clouds that are in place. From 9 o'clock onward, notice how they quickly erode and there's not much left. So first alert to sunshine in mid-70s by lunch hour. By 3 o'clock, we're up into the low 80s, and it looks like things are going to be pretty darn comfortable today, whether you're here or down in Kansas City. Just be mindful making that trek. You might have a little bit of fog to drive through. We're right around 80 at 7, and we're looking by 10 o'clock at about 71 degrees. And falling off gradually overnight tonight to the point where some scattered clouds will be with us to start Friday. And again, probably not a big deal. 85 with a small chance of a shower there on Friday, and then 84 and slightly better chances of rain heading into Saturday. So a lot of 80s as we round out the month of August, which is Monday's September 1st, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Days just blend together after a while, but yeah, over the weekend, it looks like it's going to be pretty mild to end the month.
Of course, also, besides the Husker game to look forward to today, also got the Labor Day weekend as well.
Fun.
Lots of people have big plans. How's the forecast going to hold up?
You're going to see rain chances. I've already had a few people ask me, oh, you said it's going to rain this weekend? Not all weekend. We're not talking a washout. You're just going to see some icons on the map that bring some rain chances with them. The bigger rain totals are central and western South Dakota down through Nebraska into central Kansas. We're going to be on the east edge of a lot of this. So you can see parts of the area even stay completely dry. If you get rain, it probably won't even be that much or last that long, but there are chances all the way through the weekend. You can see I ran this through about 11 o'clock Monday night when you're getting ready to head back to work by Tuesday morning. So your forecast shows spotty showers mostly west on Saturday, spotty thunder showers on Sunday, slightly better odds of a couple of those passing by, and then 81 on Monday. Yeah, it won't be perfectly sunny, may not be fantastic pool weather, but we're not talking a washout of a weekend by any means. Pay attention. I'll talk about this in a little greater detail. Look at this dip we have here middle of next week. Another shot of some cooler air diving in from Canada. So more on that coming up in a little bit. But right now, if you're getting up, getting going, heading south to Kansas City, you got your Thursday, probably your Friday off too. It looks like the weather's going to work out well.
I'm jealous of all those people.
Yeah, we got a couple of those here.
Yeah. All right, let's check on how that morning commute is looking. I-80 has been just a trouble spot for as for a good while now. How are we looking this morning?
Couple days, couple weeks, couple months.
Centuries.
It's been quite a while, and it's that case again this morning. So be ready for that. And if you are somebody who's maybe going to head south, I-29 is looking pretty good right now, so good news for anyone using that. But we do have our delays on I-80 as you're heading westbound, and you could see how it's just kind of chugging along slowly in that zone. Thankfully, we haven't seen the delays back build as much as they did yesterday. Yesterday, at this point, we were seeing them up into the 680 interchange and then back even beyond that. Pretty localized this morning in that area where we've tended to see it develop right near L and Q as you're heading westbound. So be ready for that. That is definitely there this morning, but not quite as widespread as what we were seeing yesterday. A couple of areas that also have some delays right before you get your way to I-80 heading eastbound. You've got on 370 as you're getting to the interchange there, as well as 144th, a little bit slow. Eastbound on I-80, some delays starting to show up. We do tend to see that also get a little bit worse as we get deeper in the commute, so I'll be tracking that closely. Don't be surprised by that. And then I've been watching Blair High right near 680. Both directions a little bit slow right near the interchanges. This was backed up to State Street, so there has been improvement actually here over the last 20 minutes or so. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. Don't be surprised if that does get a little worse this morning. JFK though looks really nice. That's a nice change from usual at this point in the morning, and we're looking at most area roads moving along in pretty good shape. Now, I will say a couple of routes that get a lot of traffic are probably going to be impacted that you may not be expecting them because of some water main breaks. We're going to talk about some of those here in just a bit.
All right, Jared, thank you.
All cars be advised, State Patrol currently in pursuit of a gray truck with a trailer. Gray truck for the trailer from the 72 I-29 southbound. A male party was out with a trooper. A male party did pull a single barrel shotgun.
Authorities say a person is dead after a police chase and a shooting in Council Bluffs. This all happened near I-29 and 16th Street.
Now, law enforcement encountered an armed individual during a traffic stop, which led to a chase. Authorities say the armed person is dead and no officers were hurt. So far, no word on the suspect's identity. Stay with First Alert 6 as we work to learn more.
New details in a metro area cold case.
A 37-year-old man who served time in federal prison is now behind bars in Omaha. So this is Cordell Bridgman. OPD homicide unit arrested him as a suspect in the murder of Andrea Georgeson. She was shot by a robber while taking a break in her car on the first night of her second job. This was back in 2019. 1 year later, her sister is still grieving.
We lost a family member, and she deserves justice. She was a good person. She was a very good person. She was a hard worker.
Well, family told First Alert 6 in 2022 they do believe Georgeson was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
All right, now to the safety desk with Maria Cade. An urgent warning for you. Experts say one particular flesh-eating bacteria is becoming more and more common.
Yeah, it's called the Vibrio vulnificus infection, and you can get it when dirty water enters into your body through your bloodstream. So this could be through an open cut or a skin wound. You could also get it by eating contaminated raw or uncooked seafood. Cases of this flesh-eating bacteria were once largely confined to the Gulf Coast, but the CDC says that cases actually surged along the East Coast now by 800%. The risk for infections is also spreading further north as water temperatures have gone up over the years too. And according to the CDC, about 1 in 5 people with the infection, unfortunately, will pass away.
Gosh, all right. Now on to expert tips on why prioritizing wellness is vital for your health.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we can do. They talked about 5 different tips you want to focus on. The first thing, you want to make mindfulness really a part of your everyday life. So doctors say that that means intentionally focusing on the present moment that you're living in. That can help your anxiety as well as your focus and your concentration. Next, you want to prioritize that quality sleep. We know that could be a little difficult. So you can also choose whole foods when grocery shopping over processed ones. Experts say diets rich in veggies that can really support longevity and vitality.
Many of these additives are not good for us, and they feed into the craving and it makes it easier to overeat.
Also prioritize movement, and then the last thing they suggested is to swap out the plastics that you have in your kitchen. So instead of using plastic containers, use reusable steel or glasses and mugs as well. Then when you warm up that food in the microwave, also don't use those plastic containers. Maybe take them out, put them onto a regular dish, and warm it up that way.
Okay, all right, good tips, Maria, thank you. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Sure hope your morning's getting off to a really good start. It's a nice start here in the metro as we take a look outside Midtown Omaha. It's on the cooler side, though. We're waking up in the 50s, so you might need a little jacket as you head out this morning. We're going to warm up pretty nicely. We've been talking about the Husker season opener, not the only game in town.
Yeah, include everybody here, but yes, great if you're heading down to the game tonight. There's also games Saturday in Ames and Iowa City if you're getting them going to those for the first home games. Kickoff on Saturday looks pretty good in both locations. Scattered clouds and highs in the 70s, or temperatures in the 70s around kickoff. So very, very good weather for all involved with college football this weekend. For us right now, we have this blanket of clouds. You had some clearing this morning that allowed the temperature to dip a little bit, and that has dropped us to 55. But most of the metro a little bit warmer than that, in the upper 50s to near 60. Might still be worthy of a coat, though, as you head out. So a little chilly. These are high clouds to the south. These speckles of gray are the low clouds and the mid-level clouds that I just showed you on that camera view there. And you can see it's cooled off into the mid-50s in the eastern part of the metro, but we're holding closer to 60 where the clouds are, acting like a bit of a blanket and keeping things just a little bit warmer. 62 in Fremont, and even warmer yet farther to the west. And look at that, near 50 in several spots in the Les Hills. So another chilly morning for the kids heading off to school here on a Thursday. You'll notice the temperature change a little bit cooler on the east half of the map compared to yesterday. We're 5 to 10 degrees warmer in some spots than this same time yesterday as well. So there's your perspective and kind of judging what you need out the door. You might need a coat like you did the last several mornings. Overall, though, we're going to jump to 83 for the high, so a pretty typical or pretty similar afternoon to what we had yesterday as well. Here's your Labor Day forecast. We talked a little bit about the rain. 84 Saturday, probably the warmest day, as most of the rain will stay to the west, but there's a couple small chances, especially on the Nebraska side. Slightly better on Sunday, but definitely not a washout, and then some small chances on Monday as well. So keep that in mind as we look at the Labor Day weekend forecast. There's your Saturday rain chances. We may start with some in the morning drifting in, but they will be fizzling as they move in. So I don't expect a ton out of that. The best odds will probably be on the Nebraska side for a little redevelopment too. And you can see that here, but even better farther to the west. So again, these try to move in. You'll likely stay dry on the Iowa side. Little better chance of getting some spotty thunder showers on Saturday there. And then on Sunday, got a couple spotty thunder showers as well that we'll watch for moving through. Again, none of these days are washouts, so don't cancel plans. Just you can use our interactive radar and kind of see where the showers are as you're out and about this upcoming weekend.
All right, as we get into next week, too, are those rain chances going to stick around?
It does look like there's another round of rain, probably Tuesday night into Wednesday. And what that's going to do is actually lead in our next chunk of cooler air. And you can see there's a little batch that's going to miss us this end of this week into the weekend, but there's another one getting ready to roll and drop south by Tuesday into Wednesday. Look at that plunge south, and there could be some widespread frost in parts of northern Minnesota and the Great Lakes. That will slide east then over the following weekend. So again, we're almost 10 days out here. Watch what this does though. I think widespread 40s are looking likely. A couple of mornings. Jared and I were putting the forecast together, and some models really go for it and tank the temperature. A couple of mornings, and might struggle one of those days to get above 70 degrees, especially if the clouds hold on Wednesday. So a little crisp fall feel for you.
It's going to make things interesting around here.
Yeah,
Crisp
fall feel for you. Not going to say that 5 times fast.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm not going to try.
All right, you're going to get us updated on traffic, though. How are things looking all around the metro?
Yeah, it's better than yesterday morning, that's for sure, because we were looking at, for sure, some spots that were really struggling. We've got a few that are slow. You can see top left, I-80, there you are again, with things not moving real well, but a lot of spots are doing pretty good. 144th there, bottom left. Here in the bottom right, you've got 90th and Dodge, where you're seeing motion through this area in a pretty good rate here. So no big problems there. However, you may need to adjust your route in some spots, and that's because we had a series of water main breaks here over the last couple of days that have really started to impact how things move, and one of them is on 90th. It's a little further to the north from where you were just looking. This is between Spalding and Maplewood. That's a little bit north of Maple. That's what this road right here is. So it's in this stretch. You'll have one lane travel both directions, and that's until further notice. So get ready for having to merge in that stretch, and it could get pretty slow right through there as well. We actually have the road fully closed on Locust. This is between 11th and 14th. A lot of truck traffic goes through this area right around Carter Lake. That's due to a water main break. That's also closed until further notice. Your alternate route here is probably going to be using Cumming. Now, I don't want to end things on a downer here. Let's do some good news here to wrap things up. We actually have Farnham partially reopened for eastbound travel. This is right near 46 where we've had that full closure that has been in place. You have one lane that's open. The other lane's still scheduled to be closed for about another month, but you can at least get through that stretch now as you're trying to get to Saddle Creek. And there's the wide view of how the commute's going. Getting a few slowdowns on 370 as you get around 48th or so, and then Dodge a little busy as well. But no big problems that we have in the early going.
All right, that's good news, Jared. Thank you. Well, from spring ball to preseason camp to the drive to KC, it's all in the rearview mirror now for Nebraska football. Tonight, year 3 of the Matt Rule era kicks off against Cincinnati in the Kansas City Classic. Ahead of the game, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid played welcome to the Huskers to Arrowhead Stadium, greeting them there. Dylan Raiola getting some extra time to chat with a 3-time Super Bowl champ ahead of Nebraska's walkthrough.
First Alert 6 is in KC today. We'll be live all afternoon and evening, leading up to kickoff at 8 o'clock. We'll also have important information for those going to the game up on our website, firstalert6.com. It's all there. All right, still ahead, a historic first for Smoothie King.
Now, by the franchise is going beyond just selling smoothies and bowls. When we come back.
For the first time since opening doors in 1973, Smoothie King is serving food.
Yeah, it's called the Power Eats menu, and it features peanut butter toast, avocado toast, and chocolate hazelnut toast. There are also 2 types of grab-and-go protein boxes for consumers on the run. Officials say they do plan to have more items next year, including egg clouds and chicken tenders.
There you go, a little breakfast.
Yeah, it is the most important item of the day, right? Meal of the day. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised they're doing this.
Somebody on TikTok's going to take like 3 of those things and try to make a smoothie out of it.
That looks good.
Maybe somebody is me.
There you go. All right.
Maybe I'll do it.
I want. I love those too. I'll have
Those
them.
are good.
yeah.
I agree with you.
Now we're all hungry.
Yep.
All right. Have a great breakfast. We sure hope you do. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. Of course, you can watch it here on stream and our over the air.
Have a great start to your Thursday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on the roads this morning with Jarrett Lansford.
And seeing a few areas that are starting to slow down. That includes Dodge as you're heading eastbound. This is right around 156. You can see all the traffic that's starting to merge in, and a lot of times we get toward this point in the morning, we start to see things get pretty congested in that area. And there's the delays from about 144th back to 168th. Watch for that here in the early going. Of course, I-80 is a little slow as well, both westbound as you're right near L, and a little slow as you're going eastbound approaching Giles. That's that construction zone. Pretty good travel otherwise in the metro. First signs of slowdowns on the JFK. It does look good if you're heading south on I-29 toward Kansas City for that game that's happening tonight. Rusty.
Which a lot of people may be getting ready to do just about now, and you're not going to have too much to worry about. The forecast doesn't differ too much from ours. They're going to climb into the lower 80s in Kansas City this afternoon, but the game's not till 8 o'clock, so it'll fall off into the 70s, and it should be pretty comfortable. Light breeze, low humidity. A lot to look forward to if you're heading down there. There are some high clouds down to the south, some low clouds trying to build in from the west. All of these will just kind of fade away over the course of the morning. You can already start to see some breaks in those, and temperatures that are in the 50s right now, 57 at the moment. We'll start to warm near 60 Elkhorn, 60 in Millard, 62 in Fremont right now. A little warmer underneath those clouds. And from there, we will climb to about 83 degrees for the high today with sunshine a little later on. So 83, pretty comfortable, low humidity. It looks like a great August day.
Breaking news, we are following a person in the hospital after an overnight cutting. Police say this happened just after midnight near 31st and Gold. So far, no word about any suspects or what caused the incident.
It is 7:28. We are back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.